don't get in debt. Shut up. Debt is so beautiful. Debt is like a jetpack. The average person who doesn't know how to use it is going to get into it and crash. Yes. But if you learn to master it, it can take you wherever you want. And you'll get there faster than the people using cars and bicycles. Let me give you an example. My new Porsche. I got it all with debt. Now, the fear-minded people might say, what if you can't pay it off? You ruined your credit. Well, because I learned the financial system, I don't ever have to pay a debt again in my life, and I will maintain perfect credit. How? I use this. This is RJAC's dick, also known as the Fair Credit Reporting Act. It got its name because I use it to fuck these banks till I nut. FCRA Section 623. If the debt is inaccurate, they have to remove it. Any slight inaccuracy, even if it's $1 off, means they have to remove it from your credit report. I've seen a lot of credit reports, and I've seen none with no inaccuracies. If you want me to take a look at yours, go on these sites and get your full credit report, not the shit from Credit Karma, and text it to me. So if it's this easy to remove debt, why doesn't everyone do it? Why does anyone pay anything off? Number one, they don't know, or number two, they're too lazy to do it and do it properly. But that's the worst case scenario. My car rents for $100 a day on Turo. If I take 70 of that home, I can make my car payment in 10 days. I explain it in depth in my YouTube video. If you want to learn more, rjac.net or text me. Quit being scared of fucking debt. This is how I'm going to put a homeless man in a violent luxury apartment like this one for $0. Super Saiyan house hacking. Regular house hacking works like this. You buy a house and your mortgage is $3,000 a month. Then you convert the garage into another house. Or you bought a duplex, which means your house comes with another house. You rent that other house out for $3,000 a month and you live rent free. This never fucking works for two reasons. One, you need 2 years of consistent income and a fat down payment to even get a house. Two, you have to find someone who is effectively willing to pay double in rent. Problem one, it's tough as hell to get a house. So instead you get an apartment. But how do we get a homeless man approved for an apartment? Credit. Let me give you the sauce. You can use Rental Karma, Rent Reporters, and BoomPay to make your credit report say that you've been paying $5,000 to $7,000 in rent for the past 2 years. Doesn't matter if you're literally homeless or have zero income. Now you look like the golden tenant to the landlord. You'll get approved for any apartment you want, but you don't make $5,000 to $7,000 a month. So how do you pay the rent? This is how we solve problem 2. Finding someone willing to pay an obscene amount for a place to stay. You make the rent payments with Airbnb and midterm rentals. It's like Goku and Vegeta. But how do you get a landlord to agree to let you Airbnb the place? You could develop a sales pitch and call lots of landlords and ask around. Or you could go on the Airbnb site where they have Airbnb friendly apartments listed for you. Okay, but will this actually make enough money? Let's do the math. A 3-bedroom, 6 bands a month, you make 4 bands a month back because you can only Airbnb it 30% of the year. And if you don't live in LA, you're already rich, ignore this. Hit follow and watch multiple times for the algorithm. But if you are, then we're going to fill up the other 2/3 of the year with midterm rentals. You're going to rent to travel nurses who aren't going to pay you as much as Airbnb, but are still going to pay you way more than the average tenant would simply because they make so much fucking bank. That's $2,400 a month for one room. Oh. And they're staying for 30 days or more, so the rule doesn't apply. But if they stay for less than 30 days, it's not on Airbnb, so nobody knows. And I know y'all want to see action, so make it worth my time. Get this to 100K likes, and I'll go through this process myself. And if you found any of this information valuable, follow and watch multiple times for the algorithm. Because I just showed you that. Ways to get rich quick legally, part 1. Turo. Step 1, get great credit or have $60,000 in the bank. Here's a basic credit building plan. Start with the Capital One and discover its secured cards. After 3 to 6 months of on-time payments, they'll upgrade your like $200 secured card to a $1,000 unsecured card. And then you can request a limit increase to like $3,000. Throw Rent Reporters and Rental Karma on your credit report for that extra boost. Now you're ready to get the car, but you don't know which car to get. Car choice is the difference between tripling your money every month and losing money every month. Research your local market. Mustangs do terrible in the South, but great in LA. There's 2 strategies that work on Turo. Hellcats and Hondas. You either get a nice car, wrap it, separate yourself with service so you can charge a higher price point, or you get like 5 cheap cars at a lower price point. So get on the app, look up your car, and do the math. Do your research and you won't fail. Once you know the car, this is where we go crazy. You can get 1 Hellcat with credit union financing at a low interest rate, or you can go to 5 dealerships in a day and get 5. This is legal, and it works because when they pull your credit, it doesn't update until the next day. Though if you go to 5 dealerships in a day, you get where I'm going. I don't recommend this, but more risk, more reward. Step 3, start renting them out ASAP. The first day you get them, hire a car photographer to take great photos in great locations. Worse cars with better pictures do better than better cars with worse pictures. Next, lower your price to get 10 rides ASAP and be extra nice and offer snacks to the customers so that you become an all-star host and they start pushing your cars faster in the algorithm. From there, just sit back and let your fleet of beautiful vehicles drown you in money. I told you how to do it, and I showed you I could do it. Take action. Ways to get rich quick legally, part 2, dog trading. People will pay tons of money for dogs that sell for 1/10 of the price in Mexico, and you can legally bring as many dogs over the border as you want. You just have to make it back. You have to pick the right location in Mexico, get there and back safely with the dogs, and sell them. First, location. There's nowhere better than Tijuana. It's close to the border, so there's tons of Americans. It's mostly run by one cartel, so it's fairly safe, and they have a huge dog breeding community. These are some other places in Mexico known for their dogs. But before you go to any of those or TJ, do your research on narco footage. Ask around, find out who's shooting who so they're not shooting you. Next, surviving Mexico. Drive the cheapest car you can find and hide your puppy bankroll somewhere no one can find it. Put it in your ass if you have to, but keep $20 to $40 in your pocket in case you get shaken down for a bribe. Do not do drugs. Do not piss in corners. Generally, don't be stupid. Learn a little bit of Spanish on Duolingo so you know what's going on around you. Now you're prepared, let's head to the border. The border line is long as fuck, so use global entry. If you don't have it, you get 3 free passes before they fine you. From there, head directly to a tourist area. Do not get lost. If you go exploring, you will find a casket. Zona Norte is known to be safe and filled with Americans. You can go there. Now, where do you buy the dogs? The same place we're gonna sell them. Facebook. Find a seller with a good price and a good reputation, and you'll be able to cop your pups without getting robbed. Make sure the dogs are healthy and they have their paperwork. Throw them in the car, make sure they're not thirsty, hungry, or hot, and head back across the border. The border guards will ask you for the dog's paperwork, show them, and they'll let you right through. Once they're in the States, the job's almost done. Selling them is the easy part. Put them on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp. You're not going to sell for as much as the AKA purebred Frenchies, but they look the same, they are the same, and no one's going around legit checking puppies, so people will still pay a lot for them. A subscriber already did this with 3 pups and made 9 bands total. He was cool with the 9 bands, but I want to see y'all go harder. I want to see somebody take that 9 bands and go back and buy 30 puppies and sell them for 90 bands. And then take the 90 bands from that and buy 300. That's why I make this content. It's not for your fucking entertainment. I want to make millionaires. So if somebody makes a video responding to this with at least 100 Mexican pups in the back, I'll give you this Porsche. Take action. How to get an 800 credit score in 3 months or less. I'm about to give away my whole course for free. Okay, not the whole course, but this is the credit blueprint. Every single little credit trick or hack attacks one of these. First, new credit, 10%. When you apply for a credit card, auto loan, whether you get approved or denied, it lowers your credit. But it's not just that. You will get automatically denied for any card if you've applied for credit within the last 3 months. It's called an inquiry. But don't worry, we can get it removed. It's time for me to whip out my dick, aka the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I call it my dick because I use it to fuck these banks in every position. Section 623, they have to remove any inaccurate information. No, it's not inaccurate. You applied for it. But if you can prove reasonable doubt, they'll remove it. I'm gonna give you the whole process. You can mail these letters by hand or do it automatically with Dispute Panda. First, you send an investigation letter giving them another chance to fuck up. Then you wait 30 days and dispute any tiny inaccuracy. 99% of credit reports have inaccuracies. Then you freeze all the secondary credit bureaus that you probably didn't even know about. Innovis, CoreLogic, SageStream, LexisNexis. Because when you say this is inaccurate, they're gonna go to those other bureaus to prove it's accurate. But you own your information so you can withhold it whenever you want. Now they can't prove it, so they have to take it off. And guess what? That same process applies to the payment history too. You should be disciplined enough to never make a fucking late payment. But if you're not, you can remove your late payments as well. You can also use it to remove any collections from your credit report without paying. The toughest part of credit for new people was that 15% that's linked to credit history. When I started off, I just had to wait that 6 months. You don't. Backdate 2 years of on-time rent payments with Rental Karma and Boom Pay. And now you have a 2-year credit history. Add some AU trade lines and a secured loan or two, and you're gonna be above that 800 mark. But are you actually gonna do any of this shit? This is why I stopped promoting courses. 90% of people just double tap it, maybe save it, hit the follow too. But 6 months later, they still have a 600 credit score. Really only took 10% of the course information to get you to 800. I'll give you 100% of the course for free if you sign up for the coaching. Giving you all the information wasn't good enough, I guess. They say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Well, I'll fucking drown you then. I will shove the good habits and information down your throat like a fucking foie gras duck. Link in bio. Take action. You think Punchmade Dev is really scamming? Have you ever heard of jewelers? Jewelers are scamming 10 times harder than your favorite swiper. In these ways, let me explain how. First, the stones. You look at a diamond, you see it shiny, and you think it's expensive. But there's another stone that shines more than diamond and is 10 times cheaper. It's called moissanite. And because moissanite shows up as real on the average diamond tester, they finesse a lot of ways with this. First, they might just sell you a $10,000 diamond piece when it's actually a $1,000 moissanite piece. Less than 20% of people will actually check, so they just 8 times their profits. A well-known LA jeweler did this to Future's cousin Chili, but they pulled up with them sticks. But think about all the people who didn't. Next, they might give you half natural diamonds and half moissanites. Or they'll put real diamonds in the prominent places and moissanites everywhere else people wouldn't check. In fact, this lady was trying to switch her diamond ring for a moissanite before she gave it back to her ex-husband. She must have seen my YouTube video. If he cheated, he deserves it. But even if you get the real diamond tester, you're not safe. There's another non-natural diamond called CVD. They're like 3 times the cost of moissanite, but because they're actual diamonds, they show up as real on the best diamond testers. And the machine to test those costs 10 bands, so only actual jewelers have it. The only scam-proof way to buy diamonds is to get a natural GIA diamond with a certificate. The GIA is like the diamond FBI. All their shit's real. And all their diamonds come etched with GIA on the side. Oh wait. Next is the watches. Which one of these watches is real? One of them costs $400, one of them costs $40,000. These fakes are so good, actual jewelers get fooled by it. That's why you see people like Lil Baby and AB get scammed with fake watches. But an experienced watch dealer, or if a jeweler has a watch guy, he'll be able to look at certain details as tells that the watch is fake. For example, the zoom on the bubble of a Rolex. This is where they come with the Franken watch. They'll buy a fake watch and buy 1 or 2 real parts that are still cheap and put it on the fake watch so that only the most experienced eyes could tell. If you want an in-depth breakdown of this, go to my YouTube. Made a whole video on it. Watch the rest of my YouTube too. The shit on there is way better than the shit on here. And let me know if after seeing this video, 2 ways to get a Hellcat in a week without scamming. I use these methods to get my car. They work. Data furnishing or zombie debt. These are 2 ways to do the same thing. Put a high limit paid off auto loan on your credit report. Believe it or not, dealerships don't care about credit score like that. They care about previous comparable car credit. Translation, you may have an 800 credit score because you made all your payments on time, but I don't know if you can afford this car. But if you have a 600 credit score, but you have a $100,000 car paid off, I know you paid off that one, so you can definitely pay off mine. Problem is, both these methods are gonna run you $1,000 to $5,000. Either buying the zombie debt or paying a data furnisher like a car dealership to put the loan on there for you. If you know somebody who owns a dealership, DM me. We could all eat. But if you don't, here's how to get it easier and free. You just gotta wait 3 to 6 months. Credit unions. If you play your cards right, they'll give anybody a 40K auto loan. That'll put you in a cat with 200K miles. I'll show you how to get the red eye later. But a cat is a cat. Don't be fucking picky. First, get perfect credit. Credit Code 2.0 rjack.net. The free and paid versions will get you right. Sign up to Navy Fed or DCU and get a pledged loan. Trust them with 2 to 5 racks and they'll trust you with 20 to 50,000. When you apply for that 40 piece, that answer is gonna be yes, sirski. Now, how you get the red eye? These banks will also give you a $20,000 credit card. So instead of going straight for the auto, apply for the card first, then wait 3 more months and apply for the 40. You may have to do this with 2 different credit unions. And if you want the red body wide eye Satan mobile, just get 2 high limit cards. Oh wait, you're maxing out your credit cards and paying $1,500 a month for a car. You worried about the flash and not the cash. Let me show you how to instead put this money into a business that could buy you a demon. First option, half flash, half cash. Go for an Escalade instead of a cat. Rent it out for $700 plus a week to immigrants who have no credit and would love to use it for Uber or chauffeur driving. The second option, no flash, all cash, a box truck. You can make triple your monthly payment off bread delivery in the morning alone. A box truck is a fucking money printer. As long as there are businesses with physical products, they will be needed, and you don't need your CDL to drive one. Get the credit code. It's $300. If you don't got it, I have a free course where niggas easily run up $500 in a day. And it comes with free food methods. You have no excuse not to win. Rewatch for the algorithm because I just told you. Ways to get rich quick legally, part 3. This method is my favorite. I made 10 bands in 2 months off it, but so many of y'all have made 500 plus in a day off it. Anyone in any country at any age can do it. You don't even need 2 hands. Flipping. 3 steps to never have a boss again. Pick your product. Learn to lowball. Flip it fast. Pick your product based off supply and demand. Location. Teslas have low demand in the South, so buy one there and sell it in LA where they love them. Timing. Old iPhones lower in price when the new one comes out. Use that and get it at a good price. Desperation. If you see a price drop or it's been on sale for a while, then they're desperate. Take advantage of that. All of this sets you up for the best lowball, but you still have to learn how. I'll summarize it with 3 things. Be nice, be helpful, and be persistent. Be nice. Ask them how their fucking day was. If it's a personal item like a car, compliment them on it. Just be a fucking friend. Don't just throw out a lowball offer. You wouldn't do that to your friend. Be nice about it and explain why. I wish I could give you more. I want to, but of this alone, you double the chances of getting your lowball accepted. 2, be helpful. Help this transaction go down. Be cash ready right now, even if you're not. Text back right away, etc., etc. Be willing to go to them. Last, be persistent. Wear them down over time. When you get to higher ticket items, there's advanced tactics. If you want a car bad enough, post fake ads of better versions of that car for cheaper. Make separate accounts and spam your target with lowball offers even lower than yours. Show no mercy. This is capitalism, aka Squid Game. Last part, the easy part, flip it fast. If they took bad pictures, take good ones. Buy a box for the phone. That makes it seem newer. People will pay more. Take the car for a wash. Clean it out. Post on every platform, not just one. Some of you are going to make thousands with this and take off and do even bigger shit. But some of you are going to favorite it and never look at it again. When those of us who took action are fucking your girlfriend's throat while you're blowing up her phone, understand that I wanted you to win so bad. I showed y'all how to get the Porsche and then I got the Porsche. I have 40,000 followers. I swear to God, I will off myself right now if it meant that in 6 months there will be 40,000 Porsches and Hellcats and C8s driving around because people took action. It's tough to stay motivated. I get it. I'll coach you. Text me 310-924-6900. I don't know what else to say at this point. Please, please, please get rich. Jesus saved us from hell. I'm about to save you from the next worst thing, a minimum wage job. If you make less than 30 an hour, you can't afford to keep swiping. Steve Jobs, Elon, Billy G, all had better than minimum wage jobs at the age of 16. They got them because they did things others wouldn't do. You may not be able to do all these things, but you could at least do one. First way is having balls to do what others won't, door-to-door sales. I did it. I was great at it. Mark Cuban, the Patron guy, and hella other billionaires started with this job. If you suck, you get nothing. But when you get good, you'll make $700-800 a day. If you don't got the balls to talk to strangers, use your brains. At 12, Elon coded a video game and sold it for $500. That was like 10 bands back then. Software engineers will always get paid highly because it requires a lot of brain power. Oh wait, it doesn't. First, hella software engineers copy all the code they get paid to write from a site called Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow is where you go if you're coding and you have a problem. You ask for help to figure it out, and they just write the code for you. Also, I know a few software engineers that get paid like $80K a year and just pay a talented ass poor person in India $10,000 to do all their work for them. An Indian dude's like a millionaire over there. Now, you may not have the balls or the brains, but you definitely have a body. Sell it. If you're a woman, go become a dancer. If you're a man, get huge muscles and become a dancer. If you don't want to sell your body, use your bros like Steve Jobs did. Get cool with and provide value to rich and powerful people and they'll give you a job. It works. Steve Jobs did this. If he didn't, we wouldn't even have iPhones. I know a nigga who literally used to bag groceries, got cool with a regular customer, shot the shit with him. He hired him at his private equity firm. Now this nigga wears a suit to work. But if you don't have any of these, number 5, you know I underpromise and overdeliver. The bank. The bank gives you leverage. You don't get rich from working, you get rich from leverage. Bezos made literally over 1 million times more than the average Amazon employee in 2020. Bezos does not work 1 million times harder. He just uses leverage from the bank and his stockholders so that when he has an idea, he has thousands at his disposal to go make it a reality. But the bank will do the same shit for you if you master credit. I did. It got me this car for free. I'll help you master your credit. I charge for it. I fucking should, but I give so much for free. Go get that little 10 piece and come back and buy the course. Or take the fast route and get it now. Either way, the money is out there. You just have to fucking take it. rjack.net. Rewatch thrice for the algorithm. Money isn't real. Why shouldn't you drive your dream car? Because you didn't have a rich dad to buy it for you? I didn't have one either, so I made one. His name's John Pierpont Morgan, and because I put the right shit on my credit report, I can ask him for whatever fucking car I want. Why shouldn't you live in a fancy apartment as you want to? Because your grandpa didn't buy the building 2 generations ago when it was way cheaper? Use the advanced house hacking method I gave you and become your own landlord. Get that shit for free. Yeah, I know I sound crazy. Elon did too in 2008 when he said I'm gonna make electric cars that drive themselves. But now it just sounds fucking obvious. You pay student loans you can't afford. I remove them. You pay taxes. I pay CPAs that used to work at the IRS. And I'll tell you everything I know because y'all mean more to me than money. But you gotta be ready to take action. The economy is changing and loopholes are closing. In 2 weeks, it might be too late. rjack.net showed you how to get 20 in funding for free. Get a little free $50 meal from DoorDash. Just to let you know I'm not a liar. I don't know what more I can say. Either you want it or you don't. But I pray for the sake of your children and theirs that you do. Ways to get rich quick legally, part 7. TikTok NPC Live. You think they look stupid. You're right. But mid-tier NPC live streamers make $300 a year. If you don't know what it is, people will let you control them for TikTok donations. Every time they get a rose, they say gang gang. Sneeze. Every time someone sends a hot dog, I'm not fucking doing that. But each of these gifts they send pay the creator. And if you know how to gain an audience, incentivize the right gifts, and schedule your streams, you can make $1,000 a day. Easy. First, gaining an audience. You don't need to be popular anywhere else, even on regular TikTok. You look interesting, controversial, or crazy, you'll get TikTok live viewers. There's a Spider-Man guy, a Clash of Clans guy, also attractive women. Next feature is to hold something weird in your hands. Like, why is this guy holding a wrapped cookie with chopsticks? Exactly, you're thinking about that instead of scrolling past. Also, you have to move like this so it looks like you're a video game character. Also, make one of your NPC lines, let's get this live to 1,000 taps. They tap the live to like it, making you go more viral. Next step is incentivizing the right gifts. Roses only pay 1 coin, so you need 100 roses to make 25 cents. Only react to roses if the live is completely dead. You can make $10 in a few minutes off roses, or $50 in 5 seconds off a big gift.
A cool car.
That car just paid her $50. Here's the trick. Half the big gifts are vehicles. So you're gonna do 2 things. Tease and ask for them, and when you get them, go in-fucking-sane. Tease the vehicles by making one of your NPC lines, I want to drive somewhere. I need a car. Entice them, hint that some big shit's gonna happen when they donate that car. When they finally do, give them a whole 10 seconds of NPC shit. And apply this to all the gifts in the live. Last is your schedule. Someone did the math on this guy. He's pretty popular. He averages 500 coins a minute. You take home roughly $1 per 100 coins, so that's 300 an hour. Now he should only stream for 3 to 4 hours because you're limited to 1,000 a day. If you want to get rich fast without making a fool of yourself, I teach how for free on rjack.net. If not, just rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you. Ways to get rich quick legally, part 8. TikTok. I'm gonna show you how I went from 800 followers to 80,000 in a month on purpose. And I'm gonna show you how to monetize it. First step to going viral is attention hacking. I tell you everything that's gonna happen in the beginning of the video. That way you're enticed to watch the whole thing. If you only watch this video halfway through, you'll know how to go viral, but not how to make money off it. I put little text boxes that say hit red plus throughout the video because a lot of people like the content. They just need to be reminded to follow. My edits are very quick. There's almost never a gap in between me speaking. At the end of the video, I tell people to rewatch 3 times times for the algorithm. That's gonna make TikTok think people love his shit. Let's push it out more. So that's attention hacking. Number 2, post longer content. TikTok is trying to compete with YouTube, so they're only pushing the longer videos. If you have a great video that's only 15 seconds, it might get views, it might not. But if you have a alright or kind of good video that's 3 minutes long, TikTok is pushing your shit like crazy. Next, use CapCut templates. The company that owns TikTok owns CapCut. They want to promote CapCut. So if you use CapCut templates, you're 10 times more likely to go viral. Next is tougher, be impressive. It's one thing to make a video about how to get a Porsche. It's another thing if you're in the Porsche. But impressiveness is not just about money, it's about what you're great at. Next is the time you post. Never ever post at any time other than 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. I don't know why, but my TikTok mentor told me it and I followed it and it fucking worked. So you follow it too. Number 6, fake relationships. People love seeing other people in relationships. So if you get in a relationship and show it off, your content will go at least twice as viral. I'm actually looking for one right now. If you in LA, DM me on Instagram. We'll get rich and famous. Number 7 is the most important, but I'll tell you that after I tell you how to monetize it. You see how I hacked your attention? All right, monetizing content. There's lots of ways to go. Brand deals, you'll make a couple thousand a month. Weak shit. The next best thing is like YouTube views, like what Quan is doing. You use TikTok to push your YouTube. TikTok doesn't pay shit for views, but YouTube pays a lot for views. But that's still mid. What you really want to do is sell a product, like my homegirl Lolo. She made 200 bands last year selling jewelry on TikTok. And she just junior viral. She ain't even really go crazy yet. Or you could sell clothes like my boy Xavier. Bro had his first $50,000 month at 17 years old. Off of selling clothes, he made cool TikToks with the clothes. Now people want to buy the clothes. Or you could do coaching at whatever you're good at, like my boy Hans. He makes TikToks about how to get better at basketball, and then he directly helps people get better at basketball. And it's a great deal for them too. And I can name 10 more ways to monetize your TikTok because of number 7, networking with other TikTokers. 90% of the shit I know about how to go viral came from one of them. Look at Mr. Beast, the most subscribed YouTuber. Look how he got his first 1 million subscribers.
I had a group of like 3 or 4 people, and we were all sub 10,000 subscribers. Every day we would roast each other's videos. We'd study things. That's all we did. Like we one time literally had an 18-hour phone call, and we all hit 1 million subscribers within like 2 months. Like we all grew together because when one person learned something, we shared it with each other.
If you really want to go viral, I'm making a group chat where we could talk about how to go viral on TikTok all day. I don't care how many followers you have as long as you're willing to grind. Talk about anything other than TikTok in the group chat, you're banned. If you don't check in with the group chat often, you're banned. But if you're ready to go viral, this is the place to go. TikTok shit is free fucking money. You don't have to work a job. You don't have to go to school. You just got to give this shit your all. That's step number 8. And the reason why most people who watch this TikTok will never go viral is not because it's hard. It's not because you're shadow banned. It's because you don't give a fuck enough. But if you do, if you're ready, then let's fucking go. Let's get rich and famous so we can all realize that it's all actually worthless. Rewatch 3 times for the algorithm, of course. Because I just told you another one of the how to get free rent forever. 2 methods, but first have perfect rental credit. First aspect of this is income. If you're not making 10 bands a month, have 10 bands. If you don't have 10 bands, watch the other credit videos. If you have 10 bands, that doesn't mean you're making 10 bands a month. Oh wait, it does. Fucking plastic with the Q allows you to pay yourself the money in your bank account for a 3% fee. It's $300 a month on 10 bands. But if you do that for 3 to 6 months like landlords are looking for, you don't have 10 bands a month in income. And the government doesn't care because you're paying taxes on it because it's income. But you're not paying taxes because they're losses. Makes sense? Okay. Next aspect of perfect rent history, you want to have 2 ways that require you flipping the crib to other people and a luxury crib at least $5K a month. And you won't get approved for that unless you have perfect rent credit. Second step to perfect rent credit is a good review 2 landlords ago. Your current landlord, even if you're selling meth and fucking crack whores in the apartment, will say a lot of nice things about you because they want to get you out of there. Landlords ask for the guy before, guy who rented the apartment that you're currently living in to you. This can easily be finessed with the 3rd step in building perfect rental credit. Rent reporters and rental karma. Yeah, even if you do the first 2 perfectly, if you don't have at least one other apartment reporting that level of rent being paid over a long period of time, you're fucked. Rent reporters and rental karma. This allows you to report your own rent on your credit report. And because it's you doing it, you could put the 1 to 2,000 you paid, or you could put 5 bands or whatever the fuck you want. Just make it believable. I step to perfect rent credit, have perfect credit in general. Don't be fucking around here. I told you how to do it for free. Put the full guide, DM me credit on Instagram. Anyways, step 2. Yeah, you're in the fucking apartment now. It's 5 bands a month. You got approved for it. Now, how do you pay for that? First option is roommates. You can get a 3-bedroom crib and have 2 other people pay you $2,500 each. I have friends that do this in college with way cheaper cribs, but the concept still applies. Market aggressively. Get as many applicants coming in the pipeline as possible. Put it on every major rent site. Put it on every major roommate site. Take great fucking pictures. Step 2, offer amenities. You're charging a fuck ton, which is why you have to market so aggressively so you reach all of them. It also makes it easier because if you offer all of the amenities, they have so much fucking money, they're not worried about the price. They're worried about convenience. 3rd is to get roommates you don't fucking hate. If you party all the fucking time and they don't, or vice versa, one of you's gonna be coming in at late hours, waking the other up, pissing the other off, and then your dumbass has to repeat step 1 over again. And just like that, you have 2 other people paying your rent for you, you slimy piece of shit. Method 2, B&Bs. Regular B&Bs make okay income, but there's weak ass luxury B&Bs making 10 bands a month. This just looks like it's a regular fucking apartment building, but it's renting for $800 a night. 16 bands a month, 20 days out of the month. Subtracting the 6 bands in rent is $10K a month. It's making that much because of these 3 factors. First, pictures. There's so many B&Bs with bad pictures. I've gone to B&Bs with great pictures that were shitty and still stayed there and didn't ask for a refund because fuck it. It's how to wide angle camera to capture the entire apartment. Put secondhand modern furniture in it so it looks like these TikTok luxury apartments. Up the saturation on the photo, up the black point, up the white point to make the image come the fuck alive. And you will have a lot of people clicking on your listing. Second thing, water, weather, west. Be around water even if it's a pool. There's a whole section on Airbnb saying amazing pools. This apartment, it's a fucking shared pool. But because it hits these three things, it's renting out for $800 a night. Next is weather. Do your B&B in a location that always has good weather year round. If it does not, that means they have a vacation season. And when the vacation season is over, your income does this. Florida and LA. Last, you want to do it in the West. Greece is beautiful, but there's not really much business to do there. They have on seasons and off seasons. Half the fucking country's closed half the time. But in the Western world, people always have to travel there. You can count on that consistent income. Last, get real with desperate landlords. The economy's going down. Everybody's going fucking broke. I have a few friends that are landlords. They're having tougher times finding tenants. A couple years ago, every landlord was saying fuck no to Airbnb out their apartment. But if you approach them, maybe even offer to pay a little bit extra, tell them exactly how you're gonna make sure their unit is kept clean, safe, and monitored. You're gonna break and bend over and bust that shit open. You watch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you. Easy ways to make a band in a day, part 7, TikTok Shop. My boy just made a band off TikTok Shop yesterday, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how he did it. First, yap well. If you can yap, you can sell ice to an Eskimo. If you're boring, you can't sell water to a burning person. First, tone. If you sell a TikTok product and you sound like this, nobody's gonna buy shit from you. If your tone is floating up and down and angry and then sad, they won't be able to take their eyes off your content and keep their money out of your fucking wallet. Next, make them cry, then make them buy. You make way more money off of people's true, deep needs than you do off of cool little dumb shit. Pick a product that solves a deep problem for people, ideally one you've gone through yourself. My hairline was fucked up, so it was nothing for me to spend a few hundred on this micro needling pen. And that's step 3, selling a product that actually deeply helped you. People can taste a fake sales pitch, so don't make up a fake story, just use a real one from your life. And that takes us to phase 2, picking a product. First, the product needs to align with your life experience, like I just said. If you're a construction worker with fucked up knees, sell a collagen supplement that helps the knees. If you're a fucking alcoholic, sell a supplement that helps detox the liver, etc., etc. Just make it match, not just for pain purposes, but for product purposes as well. Second, pick a product with good commissions. This astronaut lamp, there's like 20 different versions. This one pays the highest commission, so sell that. Last thing, find the products with flash sales. These products are not only way cheaper, but TikTok will give 40% off to first-time buyers. And hella other random coupons too. I got this $70 gimbal for 20 bucks, but you still get paid your full commission. Third, produce. You need to be posting your ass off. When I first went viral on TikTok, I was posting 4 times a day. Gary Vaynerchuk says to post 4 times a day and you'll go viral. The TikTok algorithm likes people who are posting all the fucking time. If you don't clock in at work, you get fired. If you don't post 4 times a day on TikTok, you get fired from the algorithm and get no views. I stopped posting for 6 months and I'm getting way less views, even though my new videos are better. Get the people used to seeing your face. The third step is the key, the hack. How you make yourself post every day is do it before you do anything else. Do it before you even get out of fucking bed sometimes. Look at some of my old TikToks. I'm literally in bed in a blanket because I would make a TikTok before I brushed my fucking teeth. And if this gets 500k views, I'll do it myself and burn the money just to show y'all. So rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you another one of the easy ways to make a band in a day, part 7, selling courses. There's 3 ways they do it, so watch out or learn. Method 1, sell a trash course to your audience. Either use your current audience like Hamza did, or build an audience like the people on School are doing, and sell them a course on a skill you have. Just try your best to be genuine and authentic and relatable, and people will buy your course with the last $300 they have. But it's a scam. I did this and I feel terrible, but I made thousands a day for weeks on weeks. I explain how I'm gonna fix it in step 3, but it's a scam because the person is down to their last 300 for a reason. They're either lazy or in a desperate financial situation. The cure to both of those is grinding before they give you any money. And watching videos won't make you rich. The credit code got me a fucking Porsche, got me this fucking Bentley. But 40% of the people who bought it didn't even watch all the videos. You gotta teach them to grind first. It's so slimy to do this to an audience because they trust you. But because you betrayed that trust, when an actual good opportunity comes along, they don't actually trust it. Just like an emotionally damaged girl. But emotional damage does come with great sex. It's because we're trying to fuck away the pain. Method requires an audience. What if you don't have one? Method number 2, growth operating. Alex Hormozi, smart guy, made 100 million from selling courses, but they were good courses. So he made this platform called School that makes it as easy as possible for anyone to sell a course. The problem is one of the number 1 courses is a course on how to teach other people how to sell a course. I wonder if those who are taught how to sell a course from the course on the platform that's selling courses will end up teaching a course on how to sell a course. The business model is so fucking bad, not because selling courses is bad, because Hormozi's courses were good courses. He was getting average people to go from fat to fit. Problem is most of the courses aren't actually good. And we're working on a great one. You can apply now. You can join for free, not recommended. But it won't be out for a while because we have to make it fire. And lastly, number 3, just providing as much value as you can and letting people run off with it. I have a $500 course. Niggas who didn't even buy it watched my YouTube videos and got foreign cars. Did they offer me rides in these cars? No. Do I deserve rides in these cars? Yes! But Model 3 actually fixes models number 1 and 2, and it's how Alex Hormozi grew his personal brand. If you're giving tons of value up front, people know the basics before they even get in. So the shitty course actually just becomes a curriculum because we all have all the information we need on our phones. It's about condensing it and putting it into a structure that that people can learn and understand. Stanford doesn't charge you 100 bands a year for the information. It's that there's classes you have to show up to and assignments and grades for each class to make sure you get it done. It fixes the growth operator model on how to teach other people on how to sell courses. The curriculum is fire, so students are actually getting results. And it's free up front so people don't think you're scamming. But step 3, this is the flaw in the model. If they can get all the content for free, and instead of seeing a new assignment every day from the curriculum, they're seeing a new interesting eye-catching video from you every day, how do you get them to take that leap of faith? You delete all your videos and disappear from social media. Coming soon, apply now. Rewatch 3 times for the algorithm.
Also, thinking you will work hard and get money, slave thinking. Who's working harder here? Let's look at this situation. Who's working harder? This person or this person? Let me explain the images. This is Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, on his yacht in St. Martin with a bust-down Tatiana at his side, frolicking. Or an Amazon employee who literally fell asleep on a job because she was working so goddamn hard, and you're not allowed to take breaks, and you have to be as efficient as possible and literally be on your feet the whole shift, and PP in bottles because you can't take a bathroom break because that's how hard he pushes his workers. Who the fuck is working harder? Now you have to be willing to do hard work, seeing a lot of people, by making a lot of connections, by reading a lot of books. Hard work alone is not the way to success. And it's definitely not the way to success if it's not towards a scalable action. See, I make one connection, that connection can connect me to other people.
The credit gangbang. Here's all 5 ways the credit system is snatching money out of the pockets of people with less than 800 credit score. First, fuck your house. If you have $1 million home, which is a modest home in any major city, you probably have a 30-year loan and you pay interest on this loan. If your credit is bad, your interest rate is going to be 10%, which means you pay $1 million extra over the life of your loan than someone with good credit who got a 6% interest rate. Yeah, you got one home for the price of 2 because your credit was bad. Most people would literally rather just suck dick. I used to have bad credit. I got a fucking Bentley off of fixing my credit. Go fucking get it now. Anyways, second, fuck, this is even rougher. Shady deals from shady dealerships. Everybody needs a car to live in today's society. If you don't have good credit, you won't be able to go to the normal dealerships, which already fuck people over. You gotta go to a shady buy here, pay here dealership that's designed to take advantage of your desperate financial situation. They're gonna approach you with weekly payments. $200 a week sounds way better than $800 a month, especially for a piece of shit car. It would literally cost $100 a month at any normal dealership, but you're not even in the position to financially negotiate because you need this car to get to fucking work. I've seen some rough fucking, but not that rough. Third, fuck, is debt collectors. Your hole is not entirely stretched out by this point. It will be soon. Let's say you got into debt. Life was tough on you like it is on everyone. These debt collectors are going to call you over and over and over again. Call them up to fucking embarrass you. This is why we don't fucking pay debt. Never pay debt in your fucking life. Built an AI for free to remove your debt. Fourth, fuck, it's actually you. If you choose to beat this system instead of being a fucking victim of it, you can actually get rich with it. I got a Bentley at 23 from finessing the credit system. Every rich person uses credit. Trump, Musk, Ellis, etc., etc., etc. If you take your wealth from the world instead of letting the world take it from you, and instead of spreading your white butt, you could be squirting white nut onto the system so ingeniously designed to fuck us all over. And I built an AI that tells you how to do it. Rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you. How to make 10 bands a month off video games. 1, Fortnite maps. Bro's making 10 G's a month off of making Fortnite maps. First, you want to make a fire Fortnite map that gets all the dumbass little kids addicted to playing it. You can copy an existing map, learn everything they did, play through it yourself, learn the map top to bottom, see everything they did right, everything they did wrong, write it down on a list, then plan out your perfect map. Make the map with Unreal Engine. You need a computer. We all have one of those. Next, you have to get people playing it. You can do this first by following trends. You copy the map, but you can copy the trend as well. Don't be ashamed of copying. Fucking Mr. Beast does it. Also, get influencers to play on your map. I don't even have a fucking Fortnite account, but if y'all take action, I gave you the information, so give me some initiative and make a good map, DM it to me, and I'll play it and post it on my fucking story. And there's tons of other influencers who actually do Fortnite. Would play your map as well. If you DM 1,000 of them, at least 50 are gonna hit you back. Some of them might charge us worth paying $50 to make 5 bands on the back end. Lastly, how do they pay you? They pay you based on engagement and purchases. Now, a lot of kids are broke. They may not purchase many items, but every time they buy that dumbass little Fortnite skin for 40 V-Bucks or whatever, 40% of that revenue is going directly to your pocket. The other way they play is engagement. Just by having a lot of people play your map, it will pay you. Second way to get rich off video game, fucking flipping. Bro makes 10 bands a month doing this. Buy a new hairline, nigga. Anyways, how does it work? Yes, people are still buying old video games for 40 fucking dollars that you can buy for $4 at a pawn shop. Let me break it down. First, you have to get a few thousand worth of games to flip it. If you don't got a few thousand, fucking borrow it. DM me credit on the gram for the 800 credit score blueprint. Or ask your mom or do whatever. Next, where do you get the games for cheap as fuck? Pawn shops are one place. They don't really know video games or care about them. They're interested in stealing money from desperate poor people. That's why they're always next to casinos. But when that desperate guy who just lost his child child's entire college fund, adds up all the items in the house to sell them. He'll give the pawn shop a stack of video games for like 20 bucks, so they don't really care about them. Another way to do this is buy collections of video games from people who aren't gaming anymore. They're moving somewhere and they just want to sell you all their games and get rid of them. Now, where do you sell them at a high ass price? First, Amazon. Tough to get on here, but once you do, as long as you put the games in a good case, you can sell a game you bought for $4 for 40 bucks. Look, but it's tough to get on there, so the next best place is eBay. eBay is one of the best places for flipping items because some people never think to check Amazon, never think to Google. They just think of an item they want to buy and go straight to eBay and don't really care whether it's $4 or 40 bucks. This is where you make your money. And secret method, if you don't feel like doing this shit yourself, have one of the birds you're fucking on, and instead of being an asshole and kicking her out after you fuck, not saying lay up and cuddle with the little hoe, but employ her, give her an opportunity. Hey, I got this credit, flip these games for me. They like cleanliness and organizing shit. Her have and tell her, hey, I'll take you on vacation after. Fly your pretty ass out to Greece. Boom, another 10 bands a month. Last, way to get rich while playing video games. Put the motherfucking controller down and start a real business. It's like, no, I used to be a gamer too. It's fun, but turning the real world into a GTA lifestyle with bad bitches and Bentleys is more fun. AI tutoring for League of Legends. I used to be crazy at League of Legends. I was like a bronze 2. Anyways, everybody loves League of Legends and wants to get better at the game. So there's $100 million League of Legends coaching industry. However, you know who's way better at playing League of Legends than human beings? Robots. Eco AI is a free AI coaching tool. Find coaching clients by making TikToks about it or getting good yourself and smurfing and shitting on the people who are way worse at the game than you. When they start flaming you in chat, just offer them the coaching. Film this. It'll probably go viral and just use the AI to coach them. A lot of the top League of Legends coaches are doing this. However you do it, just go get fucking rich, please. And rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you. People with low credit scores are slaves. Let me explain why. Reason 1, slaves got free housing. But people with low credit scores literally pay double for housing because they taught you algebra in school but never taught you fucking interest. To the average person, 6% interest, good credit score versus 10% interest, bad credit score. Doesn't sound that far off. But over a 30-year loan on a $1 million house, which is the fucking hood in any major city, you're literally paying $1 million extra. So maybe it's not full slavery, but it's at least half. So fix your credit. Everyone who's good at fixing credit charges money, including me. So I taught an AI everything I know. You can access it here. But this is not even as bad as number 2, financial cuckery. And the same way the slave masters would fuck the slaves' wives. Good credit means you get rich like these guys. Bad credit means you're not rich. Not rich means your wife is getting taken by someone with more money. And people with good credit get free money. A woman who earns more than her husband is 50% more likely to divorce him. 60% of college graduates are women. We're all either Andrew Tate or blue collar cucks. Unless we say fuck this shit and move out of all the cities. Oh wait, you need like a mill to do that. But even that is not as bad as reason number 3, whipping. See, the whipping of slaves was not just about pain. We all go through pain in the gym. It's the humiliation of it. And nothing is more humiliating than not being rich, i.e. Chipotle workers. They're being filmed and threatened because their bosses are forcing them to skimp people on the portions on their overpriced food. And you kind of can't blame the Chipotle terrorists because they need the fucking food. Everything has gotten more expensive for them. And the one place they used to get quality meals for a good price on their lunch break before they had to go back to their job where other people were humiliating them has just been snatched from them. I would be pissed too. But the most humiliating part, the piece of shit Chipotle CEO not only gaslit us saying the portions are the same, he had the fucking nerve to pretend that he and his children eat there. His children go to elite schools, they eat at 5-star restaurants or have chefs. His kids don't go to the same schools as ours. We take the bus, he gets chauffeured. And on top of that, all of our wives would leave us for him right now because of reason 4, $1,000 a month on a $10,000 car. They did that to this woman. If you have good credit, you can walk into a dealership, and while they'll screw you over,
you're only going to be paying $5,000 over market value for the car, whereas this shitty dealership sold her this $10,000 car for $25,000. She had to go to this shitty dealership because the normal dealerships wouldn't take her because she had bad credit. You're buying a home or car, free credit AI. But okay, she has bad credit. That still doesn't explain why she would pay $1,000 a month, less than what this costs for a fucking buck. Well, they didn't tell her it was $1,000 a month. They just gave her $250 weekly paying. People who go to these dealerships are in such desperate financial situations that they're not even really thinking past the next day, let alone the next week. If she knows she can make at least $250 that week, she'll at least be able to have a car, whereas slaves were able to walk to work. The only fucking way in being a low credit score second class citizen isn't worse than being a slave is that it's a fucking choice. Slaves didn't have a choice. You do. At every point in history before high level credit knowledge was kept among the fucking rich or behind somebody's multi-$1,000 course, it's free with the credit AI I built that knows everything I know about credit. Take advantage and rewatch 3 times for the algorithm at least because I just told you.
How to get a family with credit. Society's fucked over us middle-class individuals so hard that having children is now a status symbol. No longer. 3 most expensive aspects of raising a child are now free by taking advantage of the credit system that the billionaires so aggressively abuse. 1, housing. You're not gonna pay for your house like a regular rent slave. You're going to house hack. First, find a cheap duplex. Duplex means 2 houses on 1 lot. This means you can live in one house and rent out the other. Notice I said cheap duplex. In major cities, everyone's already aware of this trend, so there's no cheap ones left. The way around this, can't pay with mortgage, we're gonna pay with with pain. Find a beat up property that's a duplex. This will not be expensive like the other duplexes. Or even better, a property that has duplex potential but just has a really big garage that was never converted. That's also beat up. How do you get approved for a duplex? You need great credit, and you also need great credit for the second part, fixing it up. Yes, you're either going to do all the work yourself like Graham Stephan did, by the way. Now his house is worth literally double what he paid for it, and he lived in it for free, step 3. Or you can use your available credit with credit cards to pay contractors or construction loans to pay to turn the property into a proper, clean, well outfitted duplex. Now you get to deal with your annoying piece of shit neighbors instead of dealing with coming up with an extra $5,000 a month for a fucking closet. Second, food. Kids like to eat. They're picky about what they eat, and it all costs a ton of money. So now it's free. Level 1 is the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. You get 6% back on groceries. That means if you spend 10 grand a month on groceries, you get $600 back. Or move on to level 2 and get the Capital One Saver One. This gives you 3%, not 4% or 6%. But there's no cap. Catch is if you have a really high credit score, like the free AI credit bot that knows everything I know about credit will teach you, you will get declined for a high credit score. Yes, because they only make money off people who are going to spend it irresponsibly. So ask the bot about the tactics to get approved for that card. Anyways, level 3, the favorite of all credit influencers, the US Bank Altitude card. It also offers 3% cash back on any Apple Pay purchases. Just make sure you buy your groceries with Apple Pay. But also you get an extra 1.5% for travel. So if you take trips, you're now getting 4.5% in money for free. All of these cards are very hard to get unless you have stellar credit. Hit the fucking link in bio or the free credit bot. I'm going to start charging fucking thousands for it, but it's free for now so we can collect your data. Fair trade. Last, the biggest expense of any kid, college. You already have your home from step 1, and you probably plan to be like the piss poor pathetic boomers purposefully hold back from selling their homes to private equity because they know their properties are going to appreciate. While you kids sit on that appreciation, instead you're going to get a home equity line of credit. Take all the equity out of your house and put it into your kids. Invest tons of money into them. In the early days, while it's not only cheaper but also where it will have the most impact, you're going to spend the rest of that money getting them trained in an obscure sport like rowing. The fuck watches rowing? No one. Top colleges have rowing teams, so the people who spent 5-10 grand a year or a few years on their kids to get really good at that sport, they're able to get on that team, get in that school, and their life is fucking set from there. Step 3, go broke. As you spend all this money, you're probably a multi-millionaire at that point, but even multi-millionaires can't afford the insane tuition rates charged by top institutions. So 2 to 4 years before your child graduates from high school, sell the house, make no income, declare no income, move to the hood if you want to. It'll be great for your children's character development. Now they're poor children, qualifies them for financial aid. You don't have to pay for college anymore, and hopefully some of the stories and experiences they gather on their journey from the upper middle class to poverty give them great stories to put on their essays that'll get them accepted. And rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you. Fuck Dave Ramsey. If you want to get rich while your knees still work, stop listening to old people. Do these instead. 1, Dave Ramsey will tell you to pay off all your fucking debt. Walt Disney, Donald Trump, 50 Cent, Antonio Brown, all of these multi-millionaires all decided not to pay their debt. I wonder why. Now it looks a little different on the beginner levels. There's 2 ways to do it. 1, disputing the debt to get it removed off your credit report. You do this by sending a letter referencing FCRA Section 611 to the credit bureaus, all 3 of them. You should only do this if the debt isn't yours. But before you send that letter, you want to freeze all of the secondary bureaus because Section 623 says they only have to remove debt from your credit report if they don't have a reasonable cause, which is easy to prove they don't, to believe the debt is yours. So before you send that letter, you want to freeze all of the secondary bureaus, which is where they check to find that reasonable cause of information. It's all good because Section 611 entitles you to a reinvestigation if they said that your initial dispute was not valid. Second way is to just negotiate the debt. Lenders that you're accused of owing money to do not actually collect their debt themselves. They take your $10,000 worth of debt and sell it to a debt collector for $1,000 or $500. If you ever paid a debt collector, know that they were laughing at you on the phone and thinking about fucking you like the Wolf of Wall Street, because they did. Here's how you do the fucking. Let them know you're actively disputing the debt, and if you succeed with that, they're not gonna get shit. Mention that you have lawyers. If you're friends with top lawyers, you can name drop them. And just be an asshole every time you get on the phone with them. This is good for you as well. There's nothing like a great fucking argument to start the morning. If you go hard enough on them, they will remove your fucking debt or allow you to pay a super low percentage of the debt like they did to own the debt. And boom, there you go. You didn't bend over and take monthly back shots in order to pay off your debt. You fought your way out of it like a fucking man. 2, don't avoid debt. Debt is a bad bitch, and her pussy is unlimited wealth, and you will never get to feel it grip and twitch for you because you're too scared to go up and talk to her. Here's how to riz debt. 1, get your shit together. Become the perfect fucking borrower. Don't pull up on a baddie with cheap clothes that have stains. This is bad credit or no credit. Follow all the methods in my last video to become the perfect fucking borrower. Whether you have good credit, bad credit, or no credit. Yes, I said good credit. You can have an 800 credit score and get declined today if you have a lot of inquiries on your report, meaning you're asking a lot of other banks for credit. But I tell you how to remove the inquiries. Anyways, once your affairs are in order, you go and make a personal connection. I teach you guys all the credit hacks, but the reality is you could follow everything and still potentially get declined. There's like a 10% chance. That doesn't exist for me because I know all of the bankers I do business with. We're pals, you might say. They're gonna go that extra mile to look out for me. You do the same. Go into your local bank or credit union. Get to know everybody, shake everybody's hands, bring them donuts and coffee. The little shit goes a long way. Next, applying an approval. Smashing the living shit out of the bad bitch that is debt is absolutely easy at that point. It's a longer process. If you need help, DM me credit on Instagram. Anyways, now you have money. Where are you gonna store the wealth? Next, number 3, don't buy a house, buy fucking businesses. You can buy a house even if it means homeless children. Do you want to be responsible for homeless children? Cool, so then go fucking earn your money by buying a business. Yes, if you put aside the slimy nature of home ownership, it is a good place to store $1 million, but a business is an even better place. So for double the value next year, that's because businesses are valued at a multiple of their earnings, not directly based on your earnings. So at a 5 times multiple, if you had $100,000 a year in income, you added $500,000 in value. This is why literally 90% of the deals on Shark Tank fucking fail, but every investor on that show has at least 10x their money. This is the actual free money hack that the rich use. All right, rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you. Fuck Dave Ramsey. If you want to get rich while your knees still work, stop listening to old people. Do these instead. 1, Dave Ramsey will tell you to pay off all your fucking debt. Walt Disney, Donald Trump, 50 Cent, Antonio Brown, all of these multi-millionaires all decided not to pay their debt. I wonder why. Now it looks a little different on the beginner levels. There's 2 ways to do it. 1, disputing the debt to get it removed off your credit report. You do this by sending a letter referencing FCRA Section 611 to the credit bureaus, all 3 of them. You should only do this if the debt isn't yours. But before you send that letter, you want to freeze all of the secondary bureaus because Section 623 says they only have to remove debt from your credit report if they don't have a reasonable cause, which is easy to prove they don't, to believe the debt is yours. So before you send that letter, you want to freeze all of the secondary bureaus, which is where they check to find that reasonable cause of information. It's all good because Section 611 entitles you to a reinvestigation if they said that your initial dispute was not valid. Second way is to just negotiate the debt. Lenders that you're accused of owing money to do not actually collect their debt themselves. They take your $10,000 worth of debt and sell it to a debt collector for $1,000 or $500. If you ever paid a debt collector, know that they were laughing at you on the phone and thinking about fucking you like the Wolf of Wall Street, because they did. Here's how you do the fucking. Let them know you're actively disputing the debt, and if you succeed with that, they're not gonna get shit. Mention that you have lawyers. If you're friends with top lawyers, you can name drop them. And just be an asshole every time you get on the phone with them. This is good for you as well. There's nothing like a great fucking argument to start the morning. If you go hard enough on them, they will remove your fucking debt or allow you to pay a super low percentage of the debt like they did to own the debt. And boom, there you go. You didn't bend over and take monthly back shots in order to pay off your debt. You fought your way out of it like a fucking man. 2, don't avoid debt. Debt is a bad bitch, and her pussy is unlimited wealth, and you will never get to feel it grip and twitch for you because you're too scared to go up and talk to her. Here's how to riz debt. 1, get your shit together. Become the perfect fucking borrower. Don't pull up on a baddie with cheap clothes that have stains. This is bad credit or no credit. Follow all the methods in my last video to become the perfect fucking borrower. Whether you have good credit, bad credit, or no credit. Yes, I said good credit. You can have an 800 credit score and get declined today if you have a lot of inquiries on your report, meaning you're asking a lot of other banks for credit. But I tell you how to remove the inquiries. Anyways, once your affairs are in order, you go and make a personal connection. I teach you guys all the credit hacks, but the reality is you could follow everything and still potentially get declined. There's like a 10% chance. That doesn't exist for me because I know all of the bankers I do business with. We're pals, you might say. They're gonna go that extra mile to look out for me. You do the same. Go into your local bank or credit union. Get to know everybody, shake everybody's hands, bring them donuts and coffee. The little shit goes a long way. Next, applying an approval. Smashing the living shit out of the bad bitch that is debt is absolutely easy at that point. It's a longer process. If you need help, DM me credit on Instagram. Anyways, now you have money. Where are you gonna store the wealth? Next, number 3, don't buy a house, buy fucking businesses. You can buy a house even if it means homeless children. Do you want to be responsible for homeless children? Cool, so then go fucking earn your money by buying a business. Yes, if you put aside the slimy nature of home ownership, it is a good place to store $1 million, but a business is an even better place. So for double the value next year, that's because businesses are valued at a multiple of their earnings, not directly based on your earnings. So at a 5 times multiple, if you had $100,000 a year in income, you added $500,000 in value. This is why literally 90% of the deals on Shark Tank fucking fail, but every investor on that show has at least 10x their money. This is the actual free money hack that the rich use. All right, rewatch 3 times for the algorithm because I just told you. To get a free Prada bag with credit. This gets 500K. I'll do it myself. Give the Prada bag to some pretty girl in the comments, but you don't need it, man. Method number 1, 0% APR. Get 1 to 3 credit cards with a 0% APR introductory offer. This means you can buy a 5-band Prada bag, never pay it off, and owe no money. Go to a specific store, purchase 1 to 3 bags with 1 to 3 cards, and when you're done with it, return it and repeat. This only works at Nordstrom. I know Nordstrom, but they have a great return policy. This 2 and 3 don't require this. But what I didn't tell you is that all of these methods require great credit. So who's gonna build your credit for free? Not me. I have a ton of expertise. I charge what I'm worth. Maybe I trained an AI bot on everything I know that'll do it for you for free. Anyways, method 2, manufactured spend. Get 1 to 3 cards with at least a 10K limit. Give extra points on grocery stores. A lot of cards do this because a lot of people spend money on groceries. They entice you to overspend so you pay interest on the credit card. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go to a specific store that not only has an even better refund policy than Nordstrom, but also sells precious metals. Go to that store, buy 10 grand worth of precious metals. If your card limit is 10 grand. And because you bought it from a grocery store, it just looks like groceries to your credit card company. So they're going to give you 3% cash back back on each. You're making 300 each time. Do this with 3 cards. There's also a card that gives you extra cash back for specifically luxury spending. I forgot the name of it, but the bot knows. Link in bio. The bot also knows the grocery store and the precious metal to buy. Anyways, method number 3. I won't require you to waste a ton of time running in and out of stores, becoming known as the return lady. Sign-on bonuses. Because these credit cards want you to waste money so bad, they offer sign-on bonuses that are worth $1,000 to $3,000, which is more than enough to buy your little Prada bag. The purpose of these sign-on bonuses is to tempt you to overspend. Yeah, to get the $1,000 to $2,000, you have to spend $10,000 to $20,000 within your first 2 months owning the card. Well, I just told you how to spend 10 grand a month and get your money back. Method 2, spending 10 bands on precious metals, selling those precious metals for the 10 bands they're worth. Usually this will get your card banned, or at the very least get your rewards points taken off, because you're buying cash or cash equivalents like precious metals, gold, but you bought it at a grocery store. So they think it's just 10 bands worth of groceries. So spend 10 grand every month, enjoy all the points they give you, and use those points to get your Prada bag, or free flights and hotels for your bachelorette party vacation. You can get the basic bonus for like $1,000. That's the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Probably offered it to your beautiful, infinite-minded, great credit score having ass. But if not, level up to the Amex Platinum or the Capital One Venture X Business. If you have perfect credit, not great credit, and the AI bot teaches you how to build perfect credit, you can apply for these cards, get approved, spend the money, and get your amazing, delicious, delectable sign-up bonus, and blow it on your pretty-ass Prada bag. You deserve it. Rewatch 3 times for the algorithm, because I just told you.
So what was Matthew Cox's third method that made him the most money and multiplied the money he made off each created player? It's the shotgun method. A lot of Turo renters use this method to get a lot of Turo cars. See what happens? All right, when you go to get a loan on a car or a home, there's a system that makes sure you didn't just get a loan yesterday, right? If you got a loan on a house yesterday and you're trying to get another one today, you can't afford 2 houses, right? But that system only updates daily, I believe, or every few days. So if you go to get 5 to 6 car loans in one day, they're not going to know that you were just at another dealership. What that's going to do is it's going to allow you to, when your credit would only support 1 car, right? Or 1 or 2 cars, maybe, you can now get 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. Really, you're only limited by the amount of dealerships you can go to. Or in the case of home loans, if you know how to make the creative players, Matthew Cox, he simply, just got 5 or 6 different homes under, the name of one person. And, instead of making $100K per, he's making $500K per, right? So it's really an insane method, but again, it's illegal. And if you were interested in learning methods like this, methods that are just as powerful, but that are legal. So yeah, that's the method. That's the third method.
You put the BIN number in on a site. You search on a site by BIN. BINs are like categories of credit cards. All the poor people have the same BIN. All the rich people have the same BINs. So when you see a BIN that's working, it's a rich ass BIN. That means if you find a rich person's card, you take the BIN from that. That's the first 6 digits. And you can find other similar cards like that. BINs are like last names for credit cards. All your family members who have your same last name, even if it's 3rd or 4th cousins, they're all kind of related to you, but not exactly the same. It's the same with BINs. All cards that have the same BIN are kind of related. But don't do swiping, don't take from people. You make it much farther in this world by giving and not taking. Plus, you won't have to worry about the police on your...
I don't own anything. This is my smile.
All this shit is stupid. The LLCs, the businesses, the real estate, the trust funds, all this shit. Listen, you are not rich. You don't need to worry about this shit. All these tax loopholes. Trump burying his wife at his house so he could not pay taxes on it because now it's technically a cemetery. Or rich people getting horses and cows and pigs and shit like Rick Ross, not because they want to play farmer boy, but because the government loves farmers and they want to give farmers less taxes. So the rich people said, oh, yes, I'm going to get all these animals on my house. Now, technically, it's a farm. Now you have to charge me less taxes. We're going to take from the farmers, the people who literally feed us and work hard to make sure we eat food every day. This is the game you're playing. These are the people you are playing against. And you want to show them mercy? Just like in the TikTok I told y'all, credit is so fucking easy. You will have access to 20,000, not 10,000, 20,000. And this is not course information. This is information I'm telling you completely for free. And you might say, well, that's not a real 20,000 in my pocket. Well, 20,000 for what purpose? Do you want to blow it all on a bust down watch? Well, you can do that. Wipe it off in collections. I don't tell you how to do that. I tell you how to get the 20, but not how to wipe it off. I tell you how to wipe it off in the credit code. Here, I'm just telling you how to get the 20. But there you go. There's your 20. But ideally, you don't actually want to have 20,000 cash anyway. Number one, you get taxed on cash. There's a reason Elon has $0 in his bank account, but he has billions worth of Tesla stock. But he doesn't sell Tesla stock every time he wants to buy something. No, what Elon does, let's say he has 100 billion in Tesla stock. He takes out a $100 billion loan that's collateralized by that Tesla stock. Credit. Now on that loan, he can't be taxed. So it's essentially like he just has $100 billion cash in his hand, but because it's credit, because it's from a bank, they can't tax him on it. They can't take 20% or half. And the other reason you want credit over cash, the other reason you want these instead of these is because you get paid cash back on it and you can run it through your business. Well, this is why credit is the easiest method. It takes almost no time to set up. You don't have to set it up like an actual business. And it's essentially a free rich uncle that you can call for 20,000 whenever you need him.
How people are getting approved for Lambos with 500 credit scores. No job, no income, no assets, bad credit. You can get approved for a Lambo if you are a previous Lambo owner. Pause and read to understand. But you're not a previous Lambo owner. They aren't either. They're convincing the banks that they were with something called ghost loans. Most people don't know this, but loans can be bought and sold. So you can buy an old loan on a Lamborghini that the guy never paid off. They put that debt in their name with this assignment of debt form. Wait, but now you have an unpaid $200,000 car loan on your credit. But you own the loan, the money's owed to you, so you use this letter to pay it off. So why doesn't everyone have a Lambo? Number one, because most people don't know. Number two, because you have to do all this too. But number three is because you have to make the payments. And the only way to turn the car into a business that makes those payments is to rent it out, which takes a lot of time, something me and most other entrepreneurs don't have. And that's why no one does it. But for content, I'll do it. Give me 100K likes. I'll take y'all through it step by step by step.
We can get rich by ushering in this financial crisis that's going to happen anyway. Let me explain how this is the next GME. If us, the people, lose faith in the banking system, the small banks will collapse. And if we buy puts on their stock as they're collapsing, we can profit from this collapse. Like this 16-year-old I know who made 40 bands yesterday. Step 1, withdraw all our money from regional banks and tell everyone we know to do the same. We saw 2008, we don't trust banks anymore. At least Chase and Wells are too big to fail. Step 2, we put all of that money into puts on the regional banks. That means the lower their stock goes, the more we will make. These are the banks I would buy puts on, not financial advice. All these banks have real bad Texas ratios and or borrowed aggressively from the Federal Home Loan Bank. Do not feel bad about organized mistrust of these banks and telling everybody that we need to not trust them. Number 1 is smart. We know some of these banks are going to fail, and the only ones that get bailed out are the huge ones. Reason number 2, you might feel bad for these little banks. Don't. One of the employees getting a fat salary from Silicon Valley Bank that we have to pay back with inflation was also part of Lehman Brothers and was also part of Arthur Andersen and Enron before that. Every time the taxpayer gets fucked over, every time they remain rich. If you want to get rich enough off this banking collapse to be able to afford the $7 gas that its inflation is going to cause, then you will join me in our common belief that until J Powell raises rates to 10%, that we should withdraw our money from all small banks because of their poor risk management. Tell everyone you know to withdraw their money from the banks on this list. Form education lines at the physical locations of these banks, if they're near you, or just tell people to watch The Big Short. And share this video with every single person you can.
Free Porsche method. Oh, if the method works, why don't you have a Porsche then?
It's right here, bitch. And because I love y'all and want nothing more than to see you win, I'm gonna give you not 1, but 3 free Porsche methods. First way is off CPNs. CPNs are credit imaginary friends. Banks will loan cars to your CPNs. If your imaginary friends don't pay, it doesn't affect your real credit. Pause and read to understand, not recommended. Next is consumer law. Hit follow, I'm giving too much free sauce. You know all those contracts you sign with terms and conditions that you never read? Some people will read all that shit and find loopholes that give them free cars. Pause and read to understand. The last one, what I did. Build your own credit like I teach in the credit code. Then get a loan from a low-key institution like Navy Fed. Pause and read. And pick a car that looks more expensive than it is so you can make triple your car payment every month on Turo. Now you look rich and you're getting rich. Pause and read if you think this is risky. But even if it was risky, it's worth it. Being broke did mental damage to me that I could never fix. Women don't care about you if you broke. Imagine a girl you love sucking someone else off. Hospitals don't care about you if you broke. If you can't pay, they'll kick you or your loved one out to die on the concrete. Nobody in this world gives a fuck, but I do. I'll show you how I did it exactly, step by step. TakeWealth.thinkific.com. It's like Costco. You can buy the product or just get full off the free samples. Either way, take fucking action.
You want to know a great way to immerse yourself in a social circle? Get yourself a whole bunch of great socializing, super connecting roommates. Even if you're not a super connector yourself, just by being around them and their aggressive social energy, it'll push you up and bring you up to where you need to be.
I know y'all love these kinds of videos, so here we go. You are being lied to 99% of the time. And you're a loser because you play by the rules and they cheat. I'm going to show you how to make 10,000 in a week. Oh wait, it's a fake 10K. I cheated. This is a real 10K though. Or is it? It doesn't matter. Because if you learn how to cheat well enough, you can make as much money as you want. I cheated my audience out of 10K in a day and gave it all back. I could be lying about that, but I'm not. I've given free cheating tutorials, glitches in the Matrix, and this is what people did with them. I could have photoshopped those, but I didn't. Millions of views and followers. They could be fake, but they're not. That's because nobody on the planet knows more about the system and how to cheat it than I do. And I know most people who pretend to be able to help are actually cheating you with scam courses. But right now, I promise I'm not trying to cheat you. I'm trying to teach you how to cheat. And yeah, I could be lying, but you have no choice but to believe me because this is your last chance to get rich. Every single day, the people at the top get richer and they want to stay that way. Pretty soon, all the glitches will be patched. PPP, they're cheating too. Pause and read. Rent, your rich ass landlord is cheating. Pause and read. College, they're cheating. Pause and read. Opiates, they're cheating. Pause and read. Taxes, they're cheating. Pause and read. Politics, they're cheating. Pause and read. Fast food, they're cheating. Pause and read. Every single piece of this world is designed to cheat you, except this one right here. This one is designed to teach you to cheat back. These are the cheat codes to life. No sales, no discounts. They are priceless. I will only ever increase the price or delete them. Click or type the link in bio now. If you don't have 1,000 in your bank account, click or type the link in bio. I'll show your broke ass how to get free Chipotle for life, as well as make enough money to buy these without charging you a dime. Ty Lopez would never. Click or type the link in bio now. Why am I doing this? For money, and because I genuinely want to see you get rich. Making people rich will give me money, power, and hoes, 3 things I like a lot. And if I make thousands of people rich, I'll have unlimited rich friends that I can ask for favors. Click or type the link in bio to buy now or learn more. When you click, you will have 7 minutes to look over the glitches, buy 1 or 2, or subscribe for $200 a month and get them all. It's 200, pretty soon it's going to be 2,000, which is like rent prices, which makes sense because we include the NRA, never rent again. Finesse your way into nice apartments for free, Jameson Bachman. After the 7 minutes is done, you're done. I've been kind enough to offer this once, I will not offer it forever.
18-year-old stole $4 million with Minecraft skills. SIM swapping, I already told y'all this method. Pause and read to understand. So now you can hack any account. Let's say you're a complete idiot, you hack people's iClouds for nukes. But let's say you're a little smarter. You use it to steal Bitcoin. He's where they got the 4 M's. How'd they find him? I already told y'all in this video, but pause and read for a reminder. 4 mil, easy. But let's say they were even smarter. What's the biggest hack you could pull off? Hacking Twitter employees and using that to hack Twitter. Pause and read why. Yes, of course they did that too, it's the same person. But he only made 100 bands off that scam. Here's what else he could have done, pause and read. But all those are wrong and evil. How do you take this method that's powerful enough to launch nukes and use it for good? Well, I'm gonna teach you how step by step. How a 15-year-old
Turo. This is probably the greatest hack of them all. You can drive this car half the time, not only pay off your car payment, but make at least triple the car payment. Turo is a cash machine. Every Bentley Bentayga in Los Angeles, for example, that has at least barely acceptable features, could pay off the $1,400 monthly payment in 4 days. You can rent it out 1 day and make $300 a month, or you can rent it out 10 days and use this car to pay your rent. And let's give you some more Turo hacks because I want you to see how well this really works. I learned these from my Turo mentor, Next Multiplier, who's rented over 50 cars on Turo in the luxury section. First, offer a 25% discount for 3+ days. What this does is it makes sure your car's not passing from hand to hand, getting worn out and ran through, staying pristine, low body count. Next, offer every single service you can. Turo Go. Drop off. Give it to him with a quarter tank of gas in it. Text him back right away and be super nice and fast. And a couple really nice things that I'm gonna save for the credit code. But the reason this works is there are some rich people out there, and there are enough rich people that if you just make your option the best option, You take the best photos, like I said, absolutely stunning, so you visually stand out. Then you stand out with all these services. It's going to be such a convenient option for them. They don't mind paying double or triple the price because they're rich. A dude who has $10 million doesn't care if he spends $500 today or $1,000 today. He's still gonna have multiple millions of dollars, but what he does care about is saving his time. So give him that and he'll gladly pay even more for your car.
19. This is the romance scam. You gotta be kind of fucking stupid to believe a Nigerian prince is gonna send you millions, but almost anyone will believe that someone who's way out of their league wants to date them. When a mid girl gets hit up by a multi-millionaire that's on private jets, of course she would do anything to keep that opportunity, including emptying her whole bank account. When an ugly dude who gets no girls and pays for his favorite Instagram thoughts OnlyFans gets a message from her that seems like she cares about him and eventually would become his girlfriend and maybe even fuck him in person, he would spend his entire bank account chasing that dream. The Tate brothers talked about doing this, how they would ask for money for a flight and say the flight got canceled, how they would ask for money for this and that, and eventually he sent so much money and she still hasn't come. Now he's pissed off, and then she says, you know what, I was just about to come today and spend my own money to come to